did you have to make such a gorgeous place, but then be like such a shitty person?
Evil,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know why, but it reminds me of the Japanese tea garden here.
Oh, yeah,
Like the
kind of.
shape of the second picture.
Yeah. I don't know. It was really pretty. But yeah, like the headquarters was built up by him. Like he said, there was like almost every single boulder like had a story. Or like every single tree had a story. And it was like that was, God led him to pick out this tree and move it here and place it in that specific spot. And like every single thing had a little antidote to it. It's like it was a lot. I was like, I don't really care. Like, it's so beautiful, but like, stop telling me about every single boulder and stuff.
Right.
And like, obviously, they're trying to make it like a holy site. Like, this is the next like Jerusalem or whatever. Um, this going there for sure was the most exhausted I'd ever been. And like everyone talked about too, that you're at the holy site, you're at Wol Myeong-dong. It should be so much energy and you should just be overflowing with gratitude and be able to do so much. And I felt none of that still.
See, no, but that's totally a tactic.
Yeah,
Like, you don't want to be the one person who says, I feel like shit.
right,
Because everyone else feels great. You think something's wrong with you?
right.
Mm.
And especially like with the rapture idea, because I guess that came out like for 2012. So like that was kind of new, but like at my point they said, anyone could rapture themselves if you're just feel enough and whatever. So like you think other people around you have also been raptured or whatever, and you're like,
So you're like, oh, I don't want to admit that I'm not.
yeah, or you're like, what's wrong with me again? But I just felt annoyed. Um, and I don't really, I'm still trying to remember. I've been talking to some people at work about it because I was like, I think this is the topic I'm doing. But like, I don't remember sleeping there. I have no idea where I slept. I cannot remember. Because like, the documentary said, like, even in like 2011 and stuff, it said like the people who lived there, because there are people who like actually lived there, and there's uh, like empty trailers that are like put there, like semi truck trailers that are like put there and converted into rooms, and that's where people stay. And you like you just like everyone just sleeps on the floor together. And I don't remember like that. I feel like I'd remember
Yeah, I
that
feel
if
like
that
you would
happened.
definitely remember that.
But I do not
They knew
remember.
you were not sucked in enough to put up with that.
Right. But I literally don't remember sleeping. I only remember one time sleeping because again you had the 1117 or 117 prayer condition thing. So like you're at there, so you have to go to the prayer house with everyone at 1 a.m. and like 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. And I remember just one night where we were there at 1 a.m. and I'm like everyone's just kind of in their own spot praying silently, but then I just remember like after 5 minutes I just laid down on the bench and that's where I slept until 7. And like I remember that because everyone else is there still, so I had to wait for them to be done so we could go wherever else because I can't go off alone. So
Right.
I do remember like just falling asleep there. And then I do remember falling asleep in the gazebo, the like thing in the lake or
Oh
whatever,
my
the pond.
god. They were brainwashing
Yeah, because I do remember going over there one of the mornings and like looking at everything and then falling asleep there.
you.
So, but like 4 or 5 nights I was there, I only remember twice that I was sleeping. So yeah, after this, like, it's very commune-y. You could tell how culty it is just being there. So like this was definitely like I'm done with this. Like once I left. I mean, I'm pretending, yeah, this is amazing. And they have a gift shop with books. I have a poetry book that he wrote or
Oh
someone
my
wrote. I did
god.
have two other books because he's an artist too, and he like because there's like brush strokes because he did like the traditional like Asian like art with the brushstrokes like that China and Japan also do and stuff. And like his brushstrokes are always perfect because God's guiding him and he never makes a mistake with the brush. And so there's all these like artists like photos and stuff too. So there's like a book that had like photos of his paintings. And I think I bought that, but then I've sold it to I tried to sell it to Half Price Books. They didn't take it. I sold it to a local uh bookstore
Oh, they probably had
like
no
three
idea.
years
I bet
ago.
Half Price probably has a list of like do not sell books
Yeah, probably.
because it's a big chain.
Yeah. And then there was another book too that's like the story of him like learning this as a child and reading the Bible so many times and how God came to him and all that stuff. Like there's an origin book, I guess.
Yeah.
And I had that too and I gave it away to or sold it. I remember selling it. They were like, "These are really interesting," and I'm like, "Please do not ask me anything about this." Like, I'm getting rid of them for a reason. But I did keep the poetry book because it's just like, I mean, it's just poetry. Maybe I should look at it
Oh.
again and see what it actually says.
Yeah.
But yeah, after this, I was like pretty sure I'm over it. Like trying to remember the whole trip, it's like a fever dream now.
Well, because you were so sleep deprived.
Yeah. Yeah, and when I went back after this, I only had like a week or two left in Japan. So like I don't think I really went to the services after. I was kind of like, yeah, I have to like, do finals, study, like pack, all this other shit. So I kind of was
Yeah.
already like, yeah, I'm done with this, but I maybe went to like one other service, but then they had like a going away party for me where the whole
Oh.
church was there and they like wanted me to give a speech and I said, a lot of fake stuff of like, oh, I can't wait to be in Chicago and spread the word and
Ooh, you're a little scammer.
yeah. But obviously I never went to the church in Chicago. I have no idea like where it even is. And I went no contact with like the Japanese people. I deleted like the Line app because that's the only way they could contact me. And like I pretty much was like, I'm
Wow, I wish I
done
had
with
known you
them.
were escaping a cult when we met.
Yeah. Well, why would I have told you that when I just met you? Um, yeah, I mean the my handler, I guess, I still talked to a few times through Facebook because she like I was thinking, maybe we could still be friends. Not that
Right.
we were ever actually friends, but I still thought maybe we were friends at this point. And I told her a couple times like I am not going to talk to you about religion anymore. I am not going to go to this branch. I'm done with that, but like we could still talk about literally anything else and we could
And
be
she wouldn't
friends.
do it.
She couldn't. She could not do it. So, and obviously like I'm a failed convert for them. So I'm sure that is a
Right.
sore spot. So like yeah, we just eventually I mean, I think I talked to her maybe like 2 weeks or something, and then we just had to go like no contact.
Did she? Oh my god, she probably got kicked out of Rapture for that.
Yeah, she doesn't have her. I mean, she probably
Hopefully,
felt like
she
she
got
did.
someone else.
Yeah. I mean, they
I
say
mean,
like,
hopefully she didn't, but.
all right. Yeah, I was looking because I guess I was still friends with her on Facebook. I've now unfriended her completely, but I was trying to look on her Facebook, and it does seem like she's still in it. So
Oh.
sad. But yeah, and during this time too, there was one other girl from my school who was a foreign exchange student who went to Indiana University, and was doing this Bible study too. And like I knew her because there's only like whatever the 117 students or however many. So like I knew her and we were friendly, but we weren't really friends. But like I had seen her at the church and stuff, and she had seen me. So when we got back to the United States, she like messaged me later, like saying, like, are you still in this? Like, you didn't join, did you? Like in Chicago. Like she was checking up on me, which was like super
Aw.
nice. Yeah. And like at the time, I think I was still a little brainwashed because I was like, well, it's not really a cult, is it? Like, and it's like,
You
obviously
better
it is.
reach out and message her now.
I don't think I have her contact information anymore because I deleted Line. And like we
Oh.
had been on there and I could maybe find her on Facebook, but I don't really even remember her name exactly. Like I think I know her first name, I don't know her last name. But yeah, I mean, she was like, obviously, like, I'm not going to argue with you on semantics. I just want to make sure you are not part of this anymore, and I'm not part of it. Like, she told me she had gotten out of it, and like, I think it was really nice, even though maybe I annoyed her at the time. But
Well, but
I'm glad she checked up on me.
you went through all of that. Like, it'd be hard to be like, oh, fuck.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, after that, I kind of just blocked it out of my memory for, which is why I don't
Yeah.
talk to people about it.
Everyone, I've known Sarah for 7 years,
Yeah.
and she has only started mentioning this in the past like 6 months.
Yeah.
Not even.
Well,
I don't know when this came up, but
because of the podcast, I was like, this would be a great topic. Probably like 4 months ago,
yeah.
and probably you thought this was just
Yeah, I
a
thought you were gonna
story.
say I went to a couple little Bible studies, but I
No,
didn't know. I think you said you visited the thing, and I was like, oh, while they were recruiting her, I didn't know you were literally a full blown cult member.
yeah,
I
I
mean, you
was
obviously weren't too involved, but like that was
right.
a lot more. Like I don't know how you have talked about your Japan trip so many times and never once mentioned that a lot of your activities were related to a cult.
Yeah, because it
I've heard
almost
that you
is.
went to. I've heard you went to Korea. I knew you went
Yeah,
to a bathhouse.
right. Because that was in Seoul. I can talk about that part.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that I would be telling everyone these things. You know, like
Well, yeah,
I feel like it's been long enough now that it's like, okay, this was not my fault, but
right. Yeah, and other stuff came out with this documentary and stuff or whatever. And now it's like I don't know. It kind of like seems like a good time to talk about it.
yeah.
Um,
Wow.
but yeah, I mean, I have more. I know it's
Yeah, go
already
for it.
been
No,
like
we're
two
good. I think
hours.
this is gonna be our best episode yet.
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
gonna tell people to listen to this one because I'm gonna
Okay,
be like, my
good.
friend was in a cult, but like, I literally you have to listen to it because there's so much.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so the docu-series is on Netflix. It is called In the Name of God, A Holy Betrayal. That's what it's called.
I'm gonna make Mark watch it
Y-
with me.
yeah, I watched it's 8 episodes, but only the first three are about Providence. The others are about like there's three other cults from Korea that they talk about. So I didn't watch the other ones. I only watched the first three that are about this. Um, but yeah, he was arrested again because he got out in 2018. So he was arrested in mid 2022 thanks to like people coming forward like for this docu-series. Like there was more evidence and other victims came forward and like some of the other helpers, like his helpers that like picked out some of the victims and stuff, like some of them were also arrested, which is good. But I don't know like where they're at on their arrest or like their trial. But one of the women named Maple was a focus like in the docu series and like she came forward to like get him to go like back in jail. But like she had started as a victim because she joined when she was like 16. Like some of these his victims were underage too. So
Oh.
like she was a victim, but then later like she would be in the room when he like victimized other people and she would say, you know, like it's okay, it's a health check, whatever. Like like victims became perpetrators later.
Right.
But she did come like forward and stuff and helped put him back in jail and his trial ended like late like literally like December 2023. And
Wow, this really is the perfect time to talk about this.
yeah, and he was reconvicted